Hello, everybody. Brad Pointer here with the last episode of Fallout Shelter. In fact, this may be the last episode of anything on this channel. And you're like, Brad, but why? Well, I'll explain as I play. Oh, there goes sirens going off just as soon as I leave. That's fine. They'll handle it. They're strong, independent little people. Little vault dwellers. They can handle it. So, here we are going to get a lunchbox. But you guys are like, but Brad, why would this be your last Let's Play? Well, I'll tell you. Because the people that I'm talking to right now do not exist. Because nobody is watching the videos. So if you're watching this video, you're like, hey, I exist. Well, you can't prove it by me. This series, the average number of views on an episode in this series is 1. So if you are the one person, if it is one person, and if you are that person and you've watched all the episodes and you're like, oh man, I'm really bummed. Well, just let me know in the comments. And I will apologize to you personally and say, I am sorry for stopping this thing that you love, but I just cannot do it anymore. And you may be like, but Brad, why can you not do it anymore? It's pretty low overhead, right? You don't have a lot of money invested in this. You don't have a lot of capital outflow for this project. You're just basically doing what you would normally do, only you're recording it. Well, I'll tell you, there are expectations that begin to build in yourself, of yourself, and the disappointment that comes with that has drugged me down into a bad place. I enjoy doing this and I have a lot of fun doing this, but I begin to question my abilities, and I begin to question the validity of continuing, and my own validity by continuing this process and continuing to put things up there for essentially what seems like nobody to watch. I mean, I've got more views on a video game that is almost 20 years old terrible recordings than I do on this series. And the sad thing is even those, the biggest one of all my Let's Play videos is only, like 250, maybe a little bit more than that, but it's right around there, 200 views, and that's been out for almost a year. And so it's just like, wow, I'm enjoying doing it, but nobody, part of the thing that would make it valid for me is for somebody to acknowledge the fact that I was doing this. Right now it's just like, oh, I throw it up there and then wait for somebody to search the right keywords to come to my videos. And YouTube is always going to put up somebody else in front of me in the search because I'm unknown. Well, you can't get known and doing things the way I do unless you start some awesome word of mouth thing. Then that's not going to happen for an old man like me. There's not going to be any kids sitting around the table saying, hey, did you watch old Brad Pointer last night? They're not going to be sitting around the cafeteria table at lunch talking about me blowing up Deathclaws in this thing, or what he said. What he said was so funny. That's not going to happen. So there's not going to be any buzz generated by that, other than the only way people are going to find me is if they're searching for people doing Let's Plays of the games that I've played. And the only reason that the Mech Commander series is my most viewed is because there aren't anybody doing it anymore. And so it's like, hey, this is more current. YouTube's little algorithm says, hey, was done a lot more recently, so let's show it to them. So the fact that there are 200 and something views is kind of amazing. Nobody, and probably most of those come from a forum that I posted on. But I digress. The whole point is it's giving me not anxiety, but it is depressing me. I have literally renamed my analytics in my mind to the depression report, because I go and I say, hey, how many people have watched my videos? Oh, 36 videos have been watched in the past 2 days. And I'm like, oh, well, that's cool. And then I realized that 25 of those views were views of me trying to give away puppies. I mean, that's the sad realization of it. Right now, as far as Google is concerned, I am a free puppy channel, because that's all that anybody is watching of my videos. I mean, I've got thousands of views on some videos that I made to give away some puppies that I don't even have anymore. The comments that I get on my videos are all on the puppy videos, and they're all saying, they're all from little kids who don't understand the concept of spatial relations. Like, oh, I live in Australia, I want a puppy. I'm in Arkansas, USA. I'm not going to be able to air freight you a puppy, even if I still had one. And I've said on the video, I've said in the comments on the video, hey, these puppies are all gone. And still, I have parents saying, hey, my daughter showed me this video and she really wants one of these puppies. Well, that was in May, friend. I wasn't, they wouldn't, the puppies that I was giving away would hardly be considered puppies anymore at this point. So, and it's just disheartening when a video that I spent, 15 minutes, straight up 15 minutes, maybe 20 on a 15-minute video, prepping it and getting it ready, where these videos, the stuff that I actually, put time and thought and effort into, have a fraction of the views of these videos, because nobody's looking at those videos for me. They're looking at the puppies. So, yes, I am kind of, upset by that fact that, just by being puppies, those puppies are automatically more interesting than I am. That's what it seems like. And so, that is why I'm not really interested in continuing this, anymore. I'm not going to stop playing video games. I'm just going to stop making videos about playing video games. I mean, that's just all it's about. Like, nobody wants to hear me say I killed a Deathclaw for the 1000th time. And you may be like, well, Brad, change up your content. That may be the problem. You may be, focusing on the wrong game, or, catering to an audience that doesn't exist. And, that's fine, but this is what I do. This is how I do the videos. So why would I continue to, I'm going to enjoy these video games, and I'm going to enjoy the things I do in video games, whether anybody else does or not. And so I tried, 200 and, over 200 videos of me playing video games, spread across, 6 or 7 video games that I have played for this channel. And I gave it a shot, and yes, if I'd have done things differently, if I changed the way everything I did and, did a lot more of this, that, and the other, maybe they'd be more popular. But guess what? That I'm not really, that's not why I do this. I was doing this because, hey, I'm going to do things the way I do and see if people like it. And people don't apparently like it. I've got 60 subscribers over the course of this 11 months, give or take, that I have been doing this. And so it's like, it's more than one a month, but considering that at least 20 of them are friends and family, that I said, hey, go subscribe to my channel, and they will just subscribe to it. If it was me going fishing or me going, walking around in the woods, it wouldn't matter. They would have subscribed anyway, because it's me, and they know me. And the thing is, they subscribe, but none of them are apparently watching. All right. So that's the other thing is, hey, we'll give Brad a subscription because, he's our buddy. But that doesn't mean that they're actually going to come back and watch the videos. And some people would say, oh, well, so you didn't make it financially, so you're just going to quit. Well, financially wouldn't matter. If I was, hey, look at that. If I was, if people were, if 10 people were watching the video the first day it came out, it would be worth it to me. But it's not. And like I said, I don't even think it's the same one person that watches these videos. And if it is, then once again, I'm sorry. I'm done with this. There are a literal million other YouTubers out there. Probably some fraction of those have played this game, and somebody may be doing the same thing that I am. I don't know. I haven't looked around for other people that are doing these quest runs. But that one's done. Let's see. I think we got a lunchbox and some more legendary material, legendary junk, and we got that one plasma rifle. So yay! So that being said, I had an analogy that I'm trying to remember now, because you know how it is. I don't write this stuff down; it just stays around in my brain. But essentially, I'm gonna have as much fun just playing the video games and not have to worry about, uploading and tagging and making up something to say in the tweets. I'm not gonna have to worry about all that stuff. And if I want to sit down and play a video game for 3 hours, then I can do that and not worry about, is that going to be too long for my computer to record, or I need to chop this up into little things and worry about talking about the video game while I'm playing the video game. I can actually do good at the video game and play well, instead of kind of playing half-assed and talking about it. And you guys are like, but Brad, you're doing pretty good. And once again, you guys don't exist. And that's the thing, is I'm sitting here talking, and it's like, I'm talking to people, potential viewers, people who might watch the video. And when you've realized that nobody is watching the videos, then who are you supposedly talking with? Nobody. That's who you're talking to, yourself. You're sitting here talking to yourself, and the only person that may ever see it is yourself when you're editing it to put it up on the thing. And another thing that I thought, while I was doing all this is, hey, eventually I'm going to be dead. And this would be an archive of me being silly, being myself, having a good time, playing the video games, which is something that my children and my family would know that I enjoy. And so they would get to, they could come back and listen to me after I'm gone, as a way to remember it. And then but that's cool, and that's awesome. And in some ways I hope that happens eventually in a long time. But this is already out here, and I looked it up, and I've got like 2 days videos up. 2 days, of things. And so I know that won't be ever enough, but nothing would ever be enough for a grieving family member. So this is substantial. This is something that they can come back to as it exists. I'm not destroying the channel. I'm not deleting the channel. I'm not even saying that I won't upload anything anymore. I'm just saying I'm probably not going to be uploading video games anymore. And when I do upload something, it'll probably be something silly that nobody wants to hear, or me griping about something that nobody wants to hear. So there you have it. That's my whole thought on the whole thing. On me and continuing to do these types of endeavors. My Let's Play phase is now done. So I've done this. I've tried it. I've learned some things. Learned some things about video recording and screen capture. Learned a lot about the recording, audio recording. I knew a good bit about it, but I never, my audio recording experience was always on the instrument side, how to record an instrument and make it sound good. So the voice thing, on a budget, I never had messed with that before. So this has been, very enlightening as far as what it takes to make decent voice recordings. So I've learned a lot, so that's nice. But yeah, I mean, when we're looking at the grand scheme of things, and especially the grand scheme of my personal life, yes, this was an endeavor that some would come back and say, oh well, that was a waste of time then. Don't be a quitter. And there's also the whole banging your head against a brick wall thing. Yeah, okay, I'm quitting this. It's not without thought, and it's not just because, oh, this is too hard. That's generally, what people are saying. Oh, well, don't quit something just because it's hard or you're not good at it. You got to give it a chance. I think I've given this a lot of enough of a chance. A year, 200 videos. It must be Coach mocking us. Oh, okay. So I just fast forwarded through that. Sorry, guys. But yeah, that's the thing. I could be spending this time not stressing and not worried about, oh, am I going to get a video out today? Because it actually became a point of stress when I didn't have something to post, something to upload for that day. And I got to give all the big Let's Players out there some huge props. Like Jacksepticeye hasn't missed an upload in years, and he does 2 a day. I mean, I know that he does it full time. Come in.
There's a girl in my grade. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. This is the last one, so you don't have to worry. Never again will my children have to worry about interrupting me doing a Let's Play. Never again will I have to say, oh no, the phone rang while I was recording. You know, there's just a lot of reasons why this is going away. You know, my daughter just wanted to talk to me about something about school, and before I could even say anything, she was already, oh, I'm sorry. She should never have to be sorry about wanting to talk to me about some silliness that happened at school. She should never have to be sorry about that. That should always be an okay thing to come to dad with. Hey, this girl in my school, whatever it was, I'm sure that it was her being stupid or her being awesome. Not my daughter, but whoever the girl was in school. You know, because that's generally what it boils down to. You hear a story about somebody, it's either about how they're stupid or how they're awesome. I mean, that's, you know, pretty cut and dried, actually. You know. But yeah, if you watched my video this morning that said, you know, I was done. See, there's the phone. You know, and you're like, but Brad, why wouldn't you want to keep doing this? The phone's ringing, the door's knocking. You know, I'm not at a point in my life where I can do this. That's another thing. You know, maybe in a few years, I can, when the girls have all moved out and they're all off doing their own thing and living their own lives, maybe then I'll have more time and more opportunity to make something like this successful. And by successful, I mean viewed, not financially successful. You know, I didn't get into this to say to come in and be like, oh, I'm gonna be YouTube rich. No, that's not, you know, that was never a thing. Now, did I hope that it would become a source of supplemental residual income? Maybe. You know, that would be nice. And a residual income, for anyone who doesn't know, is you do something but you continue to get paid for it over time. Like royalties are residual income. Things that you basically anything that you would get paid for repeatedly, like, you know, book sales, that would be considered a residual income. You know, royalties from a movie you were in, or you know, whatever it is, you know, TV series, whatever, that's a residual income. And because it's the residue of something that you actually did, it's the what's left over, you know, something that keeps paying you. But yes, I had hoped that maybe this would become some kind of small revenue stream to add to, oh, my vast resources. So yeah, you know, but it wasn't the intent. It was like, hey, this looks like fun. I think that I'm funny. I think that I can do this, and I think other people will enjoy watching me do it. But that hasn't happened, you know, I know that it's my own choices and my own way of doing things that has prevented it from becoming like that, from becoming something that I could be, you know, that I could be proud of, that I could say, hey, you know, I've got 15 people who absolutely love my stuff. I've got, you know, 100 people who want to see everything that I ever do, you know. But that's just not the case. You know, I don't have anyone that I know of that watches my videos on a consistent basis. So why? Now, some other things that I talked about in the video I made this morning on my way to work was the book sales and the book thing, and how that had failed, and how, that was bad. Well, I've decided that I am going to finish the story. I'm going to finish the series. I'm going to endeavor to make that a priority. And so that's another thing that would take away a lot of time from this endeavor. And at first I thought, well, I can do both. No. It's basically, I don't have the kind of brain that can do multiple creative endeavors at the same time and keep them all, going. That may be part of the reason why this failed, was because I would feel guilty that I was doing this instead of finishing my story. And when I was writing my story, I was like, well, I'm not putting out a video today. So, and sometimes it would just catch 22 itself out, and I would end up just vapor locked, not doing anything, because it was it was easier to sit there and watch other people do stuff than it was for me to try to go forth and choose which endeavor I wanted to go into. So, good news for the people who read my book, which, there's a couple of hundred of you out there in the world. Not a drastic thing. There have been more people who have watched my puppy videos than have read my book, but that's fine. I'm gonna get it out there. Just because there are a handful of people who are actively asking me when I'm going to finish that book, because they want to see the end of the story. So I'm going to finish it. And not only just to not disappoint them, but to not disappoint myself. When I went into this, it was with the understanding that it was not going to be successful. When I started writing the books, it was with the understanding that I was doing this for myself and as another possible residual income kind of thing. That wasn't the drive behind it, but it was something that would be nice. Hey, maybe you're the crew of botanists that's been helping out settlers. Thank goodness you're here. Oh yeah, this is the Tato thingy. There's a group at a research lab off yonder that thinks it isn't a disease. They have an alternate theory. We're not botanists, but we want to help. What's their theory? Their theory is that Tatos have gained sentience. You have to ask them. We need to put in a new crop. Okay, that's fine. You guys keep trying to grow your taters. But like I was saying, the reason that I wrote the book was because it was something that had been rattling around in my head for a long time, and it was something that I had not done before. And I want to do a lot of different things. I want to create a lot of different things, and I've created music, and I've created stories, and I've created videos and created silliness on the internet, and I want to continue to create those things, but I feel that it would be, I would not feel good about myself if I don't finish this last book. And then I can be done. I can be done with writing at that point. I can be done with this phase of my creativity. With that phase of my creativity. This phase of my creativity is done. Unless something crazy happens, and somebody comments on this video and says, Brad, don't do it, I'm really enjoying you and your stuff, maybe then, you know. And it's not that I'm looking for validation from anyone else. It's that, you know, I'm enjoying it, but nobody else seems to. So why continue? You know, at that point, pardon my description here, but at that point, it's almost masturbation. You know, I'm enjoying it for myself and for my own you know, ends for myself. And you know, that's not why I did this. I wanted to see if people liked it, and they didn't, or at least the people who would have liked it never got introduced to it. And you're like, oh, well, give it time, maybe they will. 11 months is plenty of time. 11 months is more than adequate time for a group of people to have found this, if it was going to happen. A lot of people in the subreddit that I watch, the Let's Play subreddit, that I read quite often, you know, I see kids going out and they're like, hey, I've been at this for 2 months and I've got 1,500 subscribers now because one of my videos went crazy and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, wow, you know. And not that I was ever expecting that, but, you know, seeing it and you're like, hey, you know, I watched that video and it was good, you know. And I go back and I watch one of my videos and I'm like, yeah, no wonder, you know, no wonder it's not, this hasn't become, you know, this didn't go viral. No wonder this hasn't become a thing that people want to watch. But anyway, at the end of this, which this is the end, thank you so much for watching my videos. If you liked it, then like it. And I'll catch you guys on the other side.